Well, all right, good afternoon, traders. Today is November 11th, 2025. My name is John Carignan. I am the lead instructor here at the BYOB Trading Room. That is the day trading division for the Hit and Run Candlesticks family. Thank you so much for being here. Let's take a look today on how the markets did. How I made 6,800 with only 4,400 of risk. Let's take a peek at everything going on. All right, so got a nice little rip into the close here. Got 10-minute consolidation right through there. We traded a 10-minute uptrend. All right, over VWAP right here. You can see the separation on price action. You can see the 8 EMA on the 10-minute chart. You can see the VWAP on the 10-minute chart. Looking for price to see what we got here for some drawing tools coming up. They're coming up. They should. There we are. Okay, so we got price. Here's our 8 EMA. All right, and here's our VWAP. And you can ever see whenever price opens up like that, we have the ability to make good profits on this. Consolidated into the close past 7 10-minute candles, meaning they're pretty much committed to going higher. So price action right here, trying to test those highs right up there over 683.50. We'll see where they close. They only got 6 minutes left, so we'll see what happens. So 10-minute uptrend coming into the close, or I'll just call it 10-minute consolidation coming into the close. 2-hour chart. Got ourselves a 2-hour uptrend. You can see the candlesticks up on top of the 3 EMA. 3 EMA is rising up over the 8 EMA. All right, so that is the white line right through here. So we've got daylight between the 3 EMA and the 8 EMA, giving us a 2-hour uptrend. Actually, consolidation right through here. Consolidation, but a 2-hour uptrend coming into the close. On the daily chart, we are still... Let me see if we made a higher high. Yeah, we made a higher high rate right here. So we're still in an uptrend on the price action for the daily chart, all the way up at the top of quadrant 4. All right, so that's bullish and still in an uptrend on SPY. Let's take a look at QQQ. Okay, daily chart's bullish and still in an uptrend. Weekly chart still bullish, still in an uptrend. Monthly chart bullish and still in an uptrend on all those time frames. And the 2-hour chart also bullish and still in an uptrend there on SPY. 2-hour chart. Let's take a look at QQQ. QQQ got candles up over the 3, up over the 8. So we've got 2-hour uptrend. 2-hour uptrend coming into the close on QQQ. 10-minute. 10-minute, we have 10-minute consolidation coming into the close here on QQQ. So 10-minute bullish consolidation. Same with SPY. 10-minute bullish consolidation on SPY. All right, let's take a look at QQQ on the 2-hour. Of course, we said we had 2-hour bullish consolidation here on QQQ. Little uptrend. You can see daylight between the 3 EMA and the 8 EMA on the daily chart. Price action has not made a higher high yet. All right, so we're still in a downtrend for QQQ. Got a low here. We made a lower low. We needed to make a higher high. That was the high to beat. They still have not beat that high yet. So QQQ daily chart still in a downtrend, but not moving down. Today's candle was inside day, looking like a higher low, lower high, closing over bullish cross over the 17 EMA. Let's put the all-time high anchored VWAP on there. Underneath that all-time high anchored VWAP, let's move it over to the second place. All right, and if we're over the second attempt for the all-time high anchored VWAP right there on QQQ. So QQQ weekly chart, you can see price action Got daylight between the 3 and the 8. Weekly uptrend and still bullish on the weekly chart, monthly chart. You can see all the green candlesticks, right? Green 17 EMA balls right through here. You got daylight between the 3 and the 8. Of course, you can see both are pointed up, two up. So monthly chart is in an uptrend and bullish up here in quadrant 4. That's QQQ. Let's take a look at FNGU. On the daily chart, FNGU inside day, just like QQQ, higher low, lower high, closing over bullish cross, over all-time high anchored VWAP, up here in the middle of quadrant 4. Still, let's see what we got here. Still not in an uptrend, okay, because we have to take out the all-time high. They got themselves in a downtrend by making, see this low? Making a lower low. So FNGU still in a downtrend but not moving down. Let's take a look at IWM. IWM puts in inside day, lower high, higher low, closing over bearish trap under the 17 EMA, under the all-time high, or the second attempt for the all-time high anchored VWAP. See what it looks like if we put the all-time high on there. Yeah, still not making it on that one either. All right, so IWM not in an uptrend, still in a downtrend. They got themselves in a downtrend by making a low here and making a lower low. So there's IWM on the daily chart. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow putting in a huge candle here in an uptrend. They got a high here over the 17, so price action making the higher high right there. A higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA, taking out this high right here over the 17. So price action is in a daily uptrend right through there on the daily chart. Top of quadrant 4, that's bullish, and still in an uptrend on the daily chart. Let's take a look at GLD. See what GLD put in, higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Did they take out this high? Not quite enough juice yet. Okay, so gold on the daily chart, not enough juice to. Still in the downtrend on gold. Make sure, yep. Closing over the bullish trap, middle of quadrant 4. So still in the downtrend, but not moving down, moving up on gold. So downtrend, bullish on gold right there, but not moving down. All right, on the gold. Let's take a look at silver. Silver's in an uptrend. They made a high, got a high right here. See this, up and back. So they made a higher high, so we got a higher low, higher high. They're bullish and in an uptrend. Bullish, see up there at the middle of top of quadrant 4. Price action, higher low, higher high, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Let's take a look at our technicals. And first one, 2101. Market rallied higher, and a little bit of difference today, a little more participation than there was yesterday as we rallied higher. So increased participation, increased breadth as the market went higher. Like to see that. Don't see enough of it, though, recently. T2101. T2122, we camped out in the buy zone, making the bears uncomfortable all day in the buy zone, just chomping back and forth within the buy zone. T2122 setting up a bull flag as we consolidate in the buy zone, maybe even consolidate up in the overbought zone tomorrow. We'll see. T2123, 3-bar chart, over the falling 200 SMA, like that. That would be my favorite place to be as if I was a bull. Price action, did they make higher highs? Yes, they did. So you can see right here, we got a high. We made higher highs, so T2123, 15-minute now in an uptrend, breaking the downtrend line, what appears to be the downtrend line. Who knows if it belongs out here or not. But there's T2123. Still down here in quadrant 1, but in an uptrend. So we are, it's a little pullback. So we're in an uptrend on the 15-minute chart. We're above the falling 200, and we are still in the middle of quadrant 1. So with an uptrend, all right, trying to break up out of there on T21 15-minute chart. This is the all-time high. There's a pullback low. As you can see, they made a lower high and a lower low. On the 15-minute chart, we made a high right here. They made a higher high today. That puts them in the uptrend. But still down here at the bottom of quadrant 1, makes them still a little bit bearish. They are improving the situation. We'll see if they can make their way out of here into the neutral ground, maybe even the bullish ground up here, T2123 15-minute chart. Let's take a look at, not sure what happened. Everything got moved on me. 3-bar chart, still in a downtrend. We got highs, we got lower highs, we got lows, we got lower lows. So still in a downtrend on the 3-bar chart. Still underneath the 200 SMA, so that's bearish down here in quadrant 1. There's the all-time high, pullback low. Still bearish, just like the 15-minute. Trying to fight their way out. You can see right here, got some green 17 EMA balls right here, but still no higher high, and still caught underneath this 200 SMA. That's T2123 15-minute chart. FNGU consolidating up over the 200 right here. Price action you can see today. We did fill gap. That's a good sign. So we had a bearish gap down. We came back in and filled the bearish gap. That's definitely a good sign. Consolidating on the 15 over the 200 SMA. Also a good sign for the bulls. Creating a higher low, or right there. That's a good sign. Just looking for that higher high. They're still in an uptrend, but still just looking for that higher high. You can see here's a low. They failed to make a lower low. So they're still in an uptrend on the 15-minute chart. You can see price bouncing off of the major support right through here. Like to see some more consolidation over to the right, and then maybe hook up out of there and see if we can make some new all-time highs, get up here, challenge the triple top on the 15-minute chart. So there's FNGU. Let's take a look at gold and silver. I think we looked at gold and silver. Let's back off that because we don't want that one. Gold, you can see higher low, higher high, middle of quadrant. Still, oh, we got a rise up over here. So gold in an uptrend. Now silver in an uptrend. Let's take a look at gold. Gold, yeah, no cigar on gold yet. They got to take out this high right here. They came close, but not enough. So still in a downtrend for gold with a pullback in the middle of quadrant 4 right there. All the way in the middle of quadrant 4. I'll zoom out so you can see it. So here's our quad lines. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4 is up here. So there's gold. Middle of quadrant 4. Let's take a look at UNG. UNG putting in a nice push today. Little 4-bar hold and then a push right after that 4-bar hold. Higher low, higher highs. So that's an uptrend. Still down here in quadrant 1. Remember, UNG still continues to go up and fail to hold the higher ground. Okay, so they did hold some of this higher ground finally. All right, after 4 days of holding right here, they had a breakout. They have a hard time holding the higher ground after breaking out. So we'll see what happens with UNG tackling that 2025 high anchored VWAP, which comes all the way down here. Still in quadrant 1, but in an uptrend on UNG. USO. USO is still in the middle ground, still in a downtrend. They have not made a higher high. So USO on the daily chart still neutral and still in a downtrend. Again, not in the lower third, not in the upper third, so not bearish, not bullish, just neutral right through here. There's UNG. Okay, so how we made some money today. It was really just puts and calls, uptrends and downtrends. We'll take a look at SPY, and we'll look at the 10-minute, and we'll look at some of the products we made money. This was just a couple of calls. You can see right here. All right, some 674, 0 DTE, just worked myself out of those, buying the lows of the candles, selling the highs of the candles. And we had, you can see right here, a 10-minute uptrend. 10-minute uptrend. You can see daylight between the 3 and the 8 over VWAP. So traded that, bought the lows of the candles and sold the highs on SPY 10-minute chart. Same thing here with these calls. 10-minute uptrend, bought the lows, sold the highs. Every rally up higher in the option candle, took profit into those rallies. So you can see it reloaded, sold into the rally, reloaded, sold into the rallies, reloaded, sold into the rallies, reloaded, and sold into the rallies, reloaded, sold into the rallies, reloaded, sold into the rallies. So you can see this was a 684 call. So there was no intrinsic value for it. So this is the way I have to trade these when they have no intrinsic value, because number one, they're probably going to melt down to be worthless at 0. All right, unless of course we get over 684, which we got close to getting up to 683.55, knocking on the door, but not able to close anywhere near 684. So that's the way I have to trade them. So I trade them, let them buy the dip and sell into the rally, buy the dip, sell into strength, and buy the dip, sell into strength. Got a 10-minute uptrend over VWAP. So you can see how I trade these. See if I can find that breakdown. So I think I got it here somewhere. And let's look at my recents. All right, so how I trade them, you'll see right here. I spread out a grid of sell orders. Okay, so I spread out a grid of sell orders. This is the same product, 684. So I spread out a grid of sell orders up here ahead of time and let price runs into it. Spread out a grid of reload orders underneath and let price reload underneath. Sell into the strength, reload underneath, sell into the strength, reload underneath, sell into strength. We had a 10-minute uptrend, so every candle pulled back to the low was a reload as price rose up over the 3 EMA up here. Okay, so I'm selling into strength as price rises up over the 3. So that was the 684 calls. Got some 670 puts. And bought some of those right through here as we had a kind of a downtrend under VWAP here. Didn't really go anywhere. Got stuck for 6 or 7 candles. You can see after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they took off. They didn't like it, so they ripped up out of here after 7 candles. Just couldn't make any more headway. And we couldn't break down, so price action converted this 10-minute downtrend into a 10-minute uptrend. You can see right here, I got the 3 up over the 8. 8 is like rising up over the 17. You've got that that megaphone look where price comes in up here. Let's see if we can get it going. Nope, not happening. But anyways, you can see where price rises. That's not going to work for me again. Nice drawing tools. All right, so you can see where price rises up through there, and then VWAP spends his time up over there. So we got that megaphone look where price rises up over the 17 EMA. All right, so there's SPY on the 10-minute chart, and you can see that's how I traded those puts. Had some other puts right here. Traded those. And you'll see the red dots are the sells, the blue dots are the buys. So I'm buying the highs when price comes up, buying and selling as price dips down. You can see right here it's the red dots, so price is dipping lower. So that would be selling into strength, in other words, because On the option candle, it moves from low up to high. All right, so just buying the lows and selling into these dips right through here, and then just getting out of that. That's it. So that's it. Some puts there, and 72 inputs. I converted this into a spread. So I sold the puts first and then covered afterwards because I had some puts that I wanted to sell up against as price was rising up here. So price was rising, so I sold some puts against some of the position that I already had holding. You can see I'm still holding some puts into the close, and I'm holding some calls into the close. You can see they're in the money. The puts are not, but the calls are. All right, so that's it for me for today, traders. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. This morning was not little choppy this morning. Gap down, kind of moved. Looked like we were going to break down. We broke the base early this morning. If I can find that base. Yeah, here's the base. This morning we broke the base right through here. And just never went anywhere after breaking through. Got a little bit of consolidation under consolidation. But couldn't hold the lower ground here. Again, I needed seven candles or more. Didn't quite get it after like 6. The 7th one started to peel off back up to the upside. So there's SPY on a 5-minute chart. If you look at it here on the 10, you'll see it clearly. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, here's 6 and then 7. We're out of here. Okay, crossing back up over VWAP. All right, that's it for me for today. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. All right, 8 o'clock. Thanks for hanging out. Looking bullish for tomorrow based on, thank you. Based on price action here, I would look for continuation or a breakout of the 10-minute consolidation and a continuation of the 10-minute hold here. Not sure if we're going to get a pullback, MMRP pullback, where we test support. That would be nice to see them pull back, test support, and then J-hook up out of there. We'll see what happens. Thanks, Gene. Thanks, Alan. Thanks, Tex. Everybody have a beautiful evening. Thank you so much.